What's good, squad? It's your girl Kaylee, and you are now in the corner. What's good on this good Saturday? It is a simple day. I'm not going to keep y'all too long. Today is just about a simple little lesson, and the message for today is just do it. Just do it. We're talking about building things on your own while you're still trying to figure it out. Um, there's a lot of things that we aspire to do, and sometimes what holds us back is thinking that there needs to be a perfect idea, a perfect plan, perfect timing. But guess what? You don't need any of that. You just need clarity. You need to figure out how to move within clarity. Don't wait. Um, I have had the opportunity to work with several brands, startups, those who have been established for a little while. But the key thing that I found that a lot of people want the idea of perfect. And like I said, you just need a little bit of clarity of what that idea is and how to move about it. So, what I mean is consistency. Consistency is the number one thing. We need to figure out what it is that we want to do and continue to market that, advertise that, speak about it, breathe life into it. You know what I mean? We can talk about it all day. We can express it to our friends, express it to new people that we meet. That is word of mouth. That is advertising in itself. So when you get buy-in from others, you're consistently speaking that energy out there. You're consistently speaking life into that dream. So, like I said, consistency. That's one. Second, identity. You definitely need identity. A lot of people that I work with, they often, when I do my consults, they're like, I want to appeal to everyone. But we all know that everyone is different. Everyone wants a different thing. So that's why it's important to understand your niche, your identity, and who your target audience is within that. So if your brand does not have identity, then you'll be all over the place. And I understand some people will say, well, I'm multifaceted. Yes, you are. Yes, you can be. But then that'll bring us into strategy. So, strategy. And that gets me into my third thing, which is message. With each of those multifaceted pieces of yourself, there is a message within those identities. And guess what? It caters to a specific target audience. So I'm just dropping a little bit of light on that part of it. Um, like I said, I work with several different brands with several different pieces of things that are going on. There are people who value graphic design as far as flyers because their audience loves looking at pieces of flyers that may have a special on it. So let's get into that a little bit. Um, I offer different tiers. As a graphic designer and brand manager, consultant, BA designs, and branding, I do cater to what it is that my audience needs. If you're only looking for flyers and graphics to highlight certain things that you are posting, we can definitely do that. Then I have others who actually have ideas and building onto those strategies. Again, let's get back into strategy. They're building a story. There is a story that they are trying to tell. And just like any good story, let's think back to fairy tale days when we were being read those stories. You can't tell me that there wasn't a build up, a little bit of controversy, something that needed to be figured out, like something that you'll be invested in walking into that journey with that particular character, that main character. And then you have the high point. How did we get up to that high point? You know, that point where we're waiting to see what's going to happen. And then we have that slope, that downward slope of what is the ending. And not saying that every story within business has to have an ending, but you do have to take us to another place. So we have phases. So for those people who actually need consistent help in building that story and telling that story and getting over those mountain peaks and getting to that climax part of that story, I can help with the strategies to build that story as we move on to the next phase and the next phase. Get where I'm going? Get where I'm going? Get what I'm throwing down? Picking up what I'm throwing down. So if you need consistent help with telling those stories, I have multiple strategies to do that. And what I've learned that my brand and my niche comes from being a people agent. I am a people agent. I invest myself into your story to help you tell that story. I believe in you and your story. I always stress the idea of human capital and human interest because like how we all are on social media, we are entrenched in someone else's story and someone else's lives on a daily basis. Why not allow others to be entrenched into your story? um so just get out there and start, get out there and act. So that brings me to my next point, which is when you are building, you need the right tools, right? And I am a tool. Use me as you need, whether it is for um contract by contract, assignment by assignment, or consistently on a consistent basis to help you tell those stories. At the same time, I also want to highlight a black owned business that is also doing something extravagant. Um, from a resource standpoint, we're going to talk about highlighting ownership because that's highly important, especially in a digital space where people are borrowing from everyone and not paying homage to the original owners. I want to pay homage to a black owned web hosting company called Brag Host. We're going to get into Brag Host. This is phenomenal for startup businesses that want to create a space where all of their products, all of their ideas in one space that they can own wholeheartedly. Um, you think of, oh, I need a website, and you go search it on Google, and you probably will find Wix, and you'll probably find GoDaddy, and you will have to build a site based off of a template that they have. Yes, Brag Host is black owned for one, and he competes with Wix and GoDaddy. I know this guy personally. He is a colleague and friend, and he also has this business as well. And he competes with Wix and GoDaddy. But the highlight of this particular black-owned business, he is personable. He's personable. He offers personalized services. You have direct access to him when you need questions on, hey, am I doing this right when I'm building this based off a template? Hey, is there's a problem with me taking payments? What's going on? He will definitely go in and research the problem, give it to you in give it to you in plain language, so that you understand. So you're learning at the same time. You're able to reach him on his contact section of his website, and I have the website listed on the page, www.braghost with two G's, braghost, BRAGG host.com. And also as a web developer, a web designer, you can reach out to get help from him to build your website at a flexible rate. I'm going to see if I can add the first screen up there for you so you can know what you're looking for. But this is a beautiful platform to invest in it. You invest in yourself because you also add a resource to your arsenal to make sure that your products and your services are presented in a professional manner, a helpful manner, and then you also get assistance. You don't get left out here alone by big corporate. You get help from a person who knows what it's like to start from the bottom and build. You get growth assistance. You get a resource added to your tool set. And you get ownership. You get full ownership and control of what your vision looks like. You know what I mean? So please make sure to go visit braghost.com. Um, it will definitely make a difference in you not just clicking buttons on a site that you know nothing about. You can actually have someone to reach out to and ask questions, get guidance, and be just what you needed to be in that moment. So, going back to my original point, you don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to do. You have to be willing to reach out to those resources and find new resources, make collaborations, figure out what it is that your services or your products needs are. Figure out what those needs are and who can assist you along the way. I, for one, have been a person to say, hey, I can do it all on my own, but I am embracing getting out there to collaborate and learn from others and get assistance from others so I don't burn myself out. So I hope you guys take that with you as well. No burning yourself out in this phase. Just do it. Find the assistance to help get you to that next level, and be genuine, be honest about it within those spaces as well. Like, hey, I'm just needing this, and if we can go forth with other things later, but this is where I need to be in this stage, or this is what I would like to see in this stage. And as you're learning on that journey, you like, that might work as well. Can we add that into it? Or, that might be something I can venture off into once I get this part established. So build that foundation first. Make sure you're building a good foundation so that you can continue to level up at every stage effectively. Okay. So you don't need permission to start. You don't need everything figured out. You just need to move. Start small, stay consistent, and build something that represents who you are. And if you don't know exactly who you are or what your business is, come talk to me. BA Designs and Branding will help you with a consult. And I'm offering $20 consults for a 15-minute consult so that we can get an idea, a snapshot of who you are. All right. So get at me and I will have my information rolling at the bottom. Or you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. Make sure to reach out to me, um, and we can talk about it. But that's all I have for today, you guys. Remember that I love you, and don't forget to tell your girl how you bossing. All right. Have a good Saturday.